Good evening, traders at CMC Markets. Welcome to a short-term update for US stock indices. This is Trevor Neil, technical analyst at RRG Research and Beta Group, talking to you from London on the evening of the 10th of October. On this Tuesday, we will start with a look at the relative rotation graph. These are daily samples, and we've just got the three indices on there versus the MSCI World. So this is versus, if you like, an average of the rest of the world's major indices. We've got furthest to the right, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. However, the direction is southwesterly. So it's moving down in terms of momentum and also moving westerly in terms of ratio outperformance of the average. However, it is still strong. The S&P has come up from below, has swung around quite dramatically into virtually through the lagging quadrant to the improving quadrant and swiftly into the leading quadrant, and is pointing in a northeasterly direction. So easterly means improving in relative strength compared to the average and with positive momentum. And then you can see, most stunning of all is the Nasdaq. Nasdaq has got a very long tail. This means it's moved very fast from the lagging quadrant into the leading quadrant and pushing up in a strong northeasterly direction. It's virtually at 45 degrees here, so improving relative strength ratio and also momentum. All of them are good, if you like, and we're going to look at each of them, and I think you can guess what the conclusion is going to be when we look at the absolute charts. Now, here is an hourly chart of the S&P. As you can see, it's soaring at the moment. The MACD is extremely positive and the gap is widening here. We've just broken through some old resistance from 4,356, powering ahead very strongly, filling the gap that was left here on the 20th. There is resistance therefore at the top of the gap, which is at the round number of 4,400, and then pretty substantial trading pretty close by, a resistance at 4,460 and then 4,510, and then right up here at the high at 4,540. But we've got intensifying resistance after the gap is filled. So at the moment it's strong, looking really good. Here's the RSI soaring ahead, looking extremely strong message. The stochastic also very strong, having just given a new buy signal. Remember, I like these buy signals when we have a buy crossover in a high reading. These are often really good, and that was definitely a good surge. Anybody that tells you can only sell above 80 and buy below 20 is really missing out on all the best trades where the buy signals are generated at high levels. Look at this one here. This was created at 58. This one created at 73, and onwards and upwards for that. So we've got a great deal of strength, but close by from 4,400, in particular 4,430, we have got increasing resistance. So let's remember that. Bullish, strong, high momentum, but relatively close to resistance. Now let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, again with an hourly chart. We see here that the MACD has crossed up. It is powerful. The gap is widening. It's a lot lower in the reading there. It's pushed into resistance, 33,700. Next resistance level is relatively close and heavy, 34,100. And then we've got this high here and this consolidation here at 34,600. I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle once it gets through there. So there's room on the upside, and yes, it's strong. And here is the RSI soaring away here powerfully, lots of momentum on the upside. The stochastic, slow stochastic here powering ahead. We're in the process of this very moment as I speak of extreme strength in this market. However, probably today we're going to face tougher resistance which builds from 34,100. And now finally the Nasdaq. We have soared, as we have done with the others. Here's the MACD pushing up strongly, the gap widening here, so that's indicating increasing momentum. we have broken the latest level of resistance, which was at 15,015. We've broken this resistance here, which starts at 15,100, extends to 15,500, and then all the way up to 15,600. But surging, as we've seen in the other indices as well. The RSI here making a new high, very strong as well. And here's the stochastic. The last buy signal was here and pushed up, and then this is a little subtle signal when it comes back towards the percent D line, and then goes up without crossing it and moves up again. That's another strong message. That's from this little bit here, and we pushed and thrust in here. It's still strong. I know it's a high reading, I know that's the case, but it's got lots of momentum, and we know that when the stochastic is very high, it's because the market is very strong. The important thing is the direction of both the lines, percent K and percent D, is upwards. It's powerful. Now we're punching hard into this resistance, and this one of all of them looks like it's got the easier route. The resistance is broad, up to 15,050, but it's got so much momentum in it. I think that this one, with that long tail in the RRG, showing a big sweep across, that it can continue and push up towards those higher levels. And so, in conclusion, all three stock indices are very bullish at this moment with high levels of momentum. It's a question of looking at which of the resistances which we're approaching looks the least difficult to progress. The S&P and the Dow, in my opinion, are close to stiffer looking resistance. In the case of the Nasdaq, I think we've got the momentum of the other two as well, but we're punching hard already into stiff resistance, which isn't as stiff as the other three. So given a choice, I think of the three, the Nasdaq is the best, but any of them are very sound at the moment with high levels of short-term momentum. I hope you found this useful today and educational. Thank you very much for listening. I'm always honoured that people spend time listening to me. I thank you all from CMC Markets and from RG and Beta Group, and have a great day tomorrow, and may the trend be with you. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye.